Good morning, Dan and Amy. So CNN did a little focus group with 5 Republican women from Florida. Your friend Randy Kay, Amy.
Yes.
And
she's your friend. Well,
she,
you know her too.
Yeah, she asked the question, who believes Kavanaugh? And all 5 ladies raised their hand. They believe Kavanaugh, and they explain why.
A show of hands. How many of you believe Judge Kavanaugh when he says this didn't happen?
I believe him.
Believe it too.
I do believe him. I believe him.
How can we believe the word of a woman or something that happened 36 years ago when this guy has an impeccable reputation? There was nobody that has spoken ill will about him. Everyone that speaks about him, this guy's an altar boy, a scout. He's, because one woman made an allegation. Sorry, I don't buy it.
Well, it's now 2 women. This was before the Deborah Ramirez allegation, the New Yorker, out this weekend. But they believe him. And what if it did happen? We don't really know. So what if it did happen? What would your response be?
But in the grand scheme of things, my goodness, there was no intercourse. There was maybe a touch.
Right.
Can we really? 36 years later, she's still stuck on that? Had it happened?
I mean, we're talking about a 15-year-old girl, which I respect. I'm a woman, I respect. And we're talking about a 17-year-old boy in high school with testosterone running high. Tell me what boy hasn't done this in high school. Please, I would like to know.
Does something that allegedly happened some 30 plus years ago matter today?
You can't judge the character of a man based on what he did at 17.
And I would hate to think that 30, 40 years later, somebody's going to destroy your life because somewhere at some party, it's not right, but maybe you touch somebody the way you were not supposed to.
And who brought the alcohol for these kids?
As women, though, do you have some sympathy for her, for what she's going through?
No, I have no sympathy. And perhaps maybe at that moment she liked him, and maybe he didn't pay attention to her afterwards, and he went out with another girl, and she got bitter, or whatever the situation is. They're kids.
All right.
That got a little aggressive, but
let's.
I understand with the level of sympathy. I have none.
All right.
For her.
Let's
see.
And
that sounds awful, but if she was a real victim, she'd be already in D.C. today testifying.
Let's see if there's any empathy to be found for Miss Blase Ford and Miss Ramirez from our friends, the first ladies of punditry. They are Diamond and Silk, host of The Viewer's View. Diamond and Silk, thanks so much for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, so what do you ladies have to say about the ladies defending Brett Kavanaugh and the 2 ladies accusing him?
Listen, first of all, it is two because one came out last night. Okay, so if you don't know when it happened, where it happened, how it happened, then your story don't sound right. It doesn't sound credible to us, okay? And then for everyone to take and to judge Kavanaugh while he's a man, when all of this here allegedly happened or was supposed to happen while he was a teenage boy, when his prefrontal cortex wasn't developed, when he was not a grown man. It is unbeknownst to me. I was like, I am just taken aback by it. Not only that, these teenagers, what did they do back in the day? They used to drink, running around half naked and doing all kinds of things. We've all been teenagers before. That's right. Now, anybody that has been abused, that has truly been abused, you will never forget the place, the when, the where, the how. You will never, ever, I promise you, you will never forget that, okay? But her story sounded a little shady. Now, this other girl that came out, I think she claimed that he exposed himself. Well, if he exposed himself, what did she expose? I get so tired of women running around here like they saints. Because let me tell you something, Diamond and Silk have been out and we've paid attention, and there's a lot of these women are loose and they throw themselves at these men, and we've seen it. Now, today is Kavanaugh. Tomorrow it can be your brother, your father, your cousin. And if I was everybody, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you need to be paying attention to how the left is trying to run this country, how they can just accuse you of something and make it true. You need to make sure you vote right so that you won't get caught up in this left foolishness.
Now, are you ladies going to be open-minded, though, when Blasey Ford finally comes? Hopefully it comes to Washington and tells her story.
I am going to be open-minded, but I'm also going to be open to the fact that these allegations, she's making these claims when they were teenagers.
Right.
When do when do people have a chance to redeem themselves? Just think about that, y'all. Think about if somebody went back in your past and say, "Oh, when you was 13 years old, this happened." See, he has such an impeccable record. You can't find nothing about him when he's a grown man. So you go back to when he's a teenager. And then if you got a story to tell your story. Why are you hiring lawyers and got all of these team of people? For what? Why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you send a letter to Feinstein? Who the heck is Feinstein? She ain't nothing but a senator. She's not the authorities. She's not the police. And another thing, you can't make no commands and demands on how you want to testify and how you want to do this. When you take it to the police, they make the decisions on what goes down. The courts make the decision on what goes down. Silk, I'm sorry. I feel like you want to say something.
No, go ahead. You got this. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I'm so appalled by it, you all. I am appalled by what I see going on, and I'm telling you, this is the left. This is how they want to do. They took that Me Too movement, they politicized it, and now they're using it as a weapon to try to take people down, to try to destroy this man's credibility. And guess what? I don't care if Kavanaugh passed tomorrow. It's going to always be a stain on him that it was this alleged abuse allegation, and that's what's so sad. I will never vote for another Democrat. Everybody needs to vote Republican, because if you don't, this is the trajectory that our country is going to go in. You're going to see people just falling, just being taken down, livelihoods destroyed over allegations. What did the woman do?
That's right.
What did the woman do? Were you innocent? What did you do? If something happened 30 years ago, you can stand in front of anybody and tell it if you want to get it off your chest. But when I see you hiring teams of leaders, when I see you hiring lawyers, when I see you sending a letter to the senator and not sending it to the police, I have a problem with that. Something ain't right about this. It's all political, and everybody know it.
Now, on the other side, concurrent to the Kavanaugh confirmation hearing and this controversy, of course, is Keith Ellison, Democrat congressman, candidate for attorney general in Minnesota, also the deputy chairman of the DNC, and two women accusing him of abuse. One, an ex-girlfriend, and she's really doubling down. She gave an interview recently with the CBS affiliate there, providing detail about a meeting they had where Ellison was trying to sort of soft pedal her and according to her, and have her stop tweeting about the Me Too movement and about abuse because he was afraid she was going to make allegations against him. That's her characterization of it. How do you react to the two women making allegations against Keith Ellison and his response?
Well, here's the deal. This is what I don't understand. These two women been making these allegations, but it's nothing from the left. You hear nothing from the left. You see what the hypocrisy, how the hypocrisy look like? And we've even reached out to one of the girls because we wanted to have her on the show so that she can discuss and talk about her story, because she said the Democrats have ostracized her and won't give her a chance to talk about it. You know, it's a clear double standard.
Well, did Karen Monahan come on?
If this girl have proof, then we have to look at her proof. But you got this other girl from 30 years. She don't have no proof. She can't find no witness. People wondering what she talking about. It's something strange going on.
And let's not forget about Juanita Broderick. She'll be on our show tonight, by the way.
Oh, good.
But let's not forget about her. Why don't the left want to hear her story?
And the Me Too movement. Why are they leaving her out? You know, listen, I take abuse allegations very serious. I take abuse serious. Okay, I take that very serious. But what I don't like, you don't take something like that and politicize it and use that as a weapon and try to take people down. You know, this man, his reputation is going to be ruined. And shame on the Senate. Shame on people sitting up there on that committee. They should have confirmed him, and he should have been confirmed today.
That's right. And
Stop playing the left game.
Shame on the Republicans for allowing this. And I say that because the Democrats, this is their tactics. They've been doing this here for years.
Right.
And the Republicans continue to fall in the dookie of it.
That's right.
What they need to do is wake up and say, we're not falling for this anymore. We're not falling for your okie doke. What we're going to do is go ahead and confirm Kavanaugh and then let the chips fall where they may. Because if you didn't have enough sense to bring up this allegations and stuff during his hearing, why are you going to wait till after his hearing doing the confirmation part?
Right. And
Not.
another thing, you know what? This is, like you said, Sil, this is what the Democrats do. This is a page out of their playbook.
That's
when
right.
they can't play the race card, now they play the sex card. This always happens. And guess what? I have to commend them because at least they stick together. It's time for Republicans to stick together like that. Stick together like that and confirm Kavanaugh and stop this foolishness.
That's right. And Feinstein, she need to be talking about her driver of 20 years who was a Chinese spy. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody. How he quietly retired while getting paid a government pension from taxpayer dollars. Nobody want to talk about that, but we want to talk about something that happened 36 years ago when somebody was a teenager.
And their prefrontal cortex was not developed. If you don't know what your prefrontal cortex is, that tells you what's right and what's wrong, and what you really know is right or wrong. And that don't develop until you about, 24, 25?
That's right.
Oh, please.
And that's why our movie is coming out, Dummycrats. Dummycrats the movie, because it's a lot of dumb people sitting over there on the Democrat side that play these doggone games. So go to Dummycrats the movie. It's premiering October the 15th. You can get your tickets now and see what theaters they're playing at, because we want to see your face in the place on that particular night.
We need some laughs because I'm just so irritated by it all.
All right, so, ladies, Bill Cosby is going to court today for his 2-day sentencing hearing. He's the first, person that could spend time in jail during this Me Too era. What are your thoughts on him, and how much time do you think, if any, he should spend in jail?
Oh, well, first of all, the only thing that I saw that Bill Cosby was guilty of was cheating on his wife, Camille. Okay, that's just my honest opinion about that. However, remember all the women you had coming out. Some of the women lied. They got on stand and said that they finally admitted that they lied, but they were able to go home and sleep in their somber beds, and nothing never happened to them. You know what I wish? I wish that when a woman make an allegation and it turns out to be a lie, they give her just as much time as a person that they accuse of abusing them. That's number one. Number two is that Bill Cosby paid, he paid this woman? He paid this woman off. So I think she should be able to give him his money back. Number three, what got Bill Cosby in trouble is when he said that he was giving out those Quaaludes.
Right,
but do you know that's what they used to pop back in the day? He didn't only give people Quaaludes. It was a lot more of them giving people, girls, Quaaludes. See, you have to understand, we can't judge what happened back then like it is today. It's a totally different ball game back then. Back then, them drug addicts, they popped them pills, they gave it to each other. They had these big old wild parties. That's what they did back then. Today, that's unacceptable. And what we're trying to do is go back then and judge it like it is today. And that's what got everybody up in a pickle. Because at the end of the day, everybody can go to jail for something.
Well,
because a lot of people done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. The Cosby thing seems like there's a lot of
date raping going on.
a lot of women telling the same story of being drugged.
They consider that as raping today.
Yeah,
but back then,
that's right.
I heard Whoopi on The View say, well, she used to pop them. Okay?
Well,
listen, I'm just...
look, it is what it is. People give stats for drugs. That's what those ladies was doing back then, and they still do it today. They give up their behinds to have stats so that they can take drugs. That was the thing of the norm back then. We can't make it the thing of the norm right now.
Right.
And you're judging it right now as if it happened right now when it happened way back when.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Bill Cosby, look, if he did the crime, he's going to have to do the time, is what I got to say.
Yeah.
He admitted it. I think they had him on tape where he admitted to giving this woman this here drug.
But she got paid off.
Well, even if she got paid off, he admitted it. That's what got him in trouble. See, if you bring for proof, then okay. But she brought for proof. They had it to be recorded where he, or some paperwork, something, where he testified to or said that he gave this woman, allegedly gave her this here particular
But just
pill.
because he gave it to her does not mean that he raped her intentionally.
Well,
that was the
listen.
thing of the norm back then.
But because of the Me Too era, because they can take this Me Too era and they can take it and use it as a weapon, that's what they've done.
All right. I'm done relitigating the Cosby thing for now.
I'm about to say, don't get us started.
No,
now.
I know. I did it. We did it.
Well,
Diamond.
listen, people have a personal opinion, and the one thing is we're not robotic talking heads. We truth tellers, and we're going to tell the truth on how we see it.
I concede that point. Diamond and Silk, they are Trump supporters, hosts of The Viewer's View. And the movie Dummycrats coming out, what, October 12th, did you say?
October 15th. This is
October
theater
15th.
near you. Go to dummycratsthemovie.com to get your tickets.
Get
All
your
right.
tickets, baby. Get your tickets.
All right, Diamond and Silk, thanks for joining us as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Take care.
And they joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.